This is your Pac-Man GP. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to my channel, and I bring to you another very exciting invention for which a patent has already been granted by the Indian Patent Office. And I hope you like it. But before I start off with explaining what the invention is all about, for which the patent has been granted, I want to request you all to subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos. Please post your queries in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Please share my videos. Please subscribe. And I hope this channel grows with your help. So without wasting any further time, I'm going to jump straight into what the invention is all about. So let me just share my screen. Just bear with me. Okay, so today's invention is about a household appliances. Okay, so it is more of related to kitchen appliances. Basically, it is related to mixer grinders. Uh, this invention has already been granted a patent by the Indian Patent Office, as I already mentioned. And I'll just give you the details in whose name the patent has been granted. On the next slide, we have the patent number. The patent number is 479816, and the patent has been granted in the name of an Indian company, HAVELLS India Limited. Okay, so heartiest congratulations to HAVELLS for acquiring this patent for their particular product. Okay, so I would like to start off with what is the problem which the inventors have identified in the prior art. But for that, I will have to go to the next slide where we see a rough outlay or a rough outline of a motor which is used in a mixer grinder setup. Okay, so this is a kind of a motor which is fitted inside a mixer grinder. So some of the basic components of this motor are as follows. The first component is that there is a rotor which is marked by the number 203, and there is a stator which is marked by the number 204. Now there is a small channel that is sort of dividing the rotor with the stator from the stator. Okay, on the top of the rotor there is a top fan, and at the bottom there is a bottom fan. Okay, now it so happens that during operation, when the motor is operating, it generates a lot of heat. Okay, now that heat has to be dissipated. If that heat is not dissipated, of course it can damage the electrical components of that particular motor. So for dissipating the heat, the top fan and the bottom fan have been provided. So what happens is that when the motor starts operating, the top fan and the bottom fans also start operating, and they flush an air stream through this particular channel. So as the air passes through this channel, it ends up cooling all the components, or the rotor and the stator, while it is flowing in the downward direction. Okay, but here what the inventor has identified as a problem in the prior art is that there is another component at the bottom of the motor which is called as the commutator region, which is just below the rotor. And there is a small vacant space that is defined between the rotor on the top and the commutator region at the bottom. Okay, this region is called as the neck region. Now this neck region becomes overheated as the motor goes on operating. Okay, and it creates a sort of a heat trap. Okay, the concept of heat trap is actually not mentioned in the patent specification, but I can imagine from a simple common logic, by applying a little bit of physics, it causes a sense of a heat trap in these sort of pockets. However, when the air is being flushed through the channel by the top fan towards the bottom fan, okay, the air moves in a straight or in a linear manner. And unfortunately, it so happens that the air does not reach inside the pocket, inside the neck region where the heat trap is getting formed. And that region, the heat is always getting accumulated. It is increasing as time progresses. And therefore, that is very much harmful for the entire electrical setup of the motor. So this is the problem which the inventor has identified in the prior art. And in order to overcome this problem, what the inventor has smartly sort of suggested or smartly sort of implemented is that they have implemented a fixing plate, which is denoted by the reference numeral 101. So here they have just below the stator region, they have implemented a fixing plate such that when the air is flowing through this particular channel, it hits the fixing plate and it gets diverted straight inside the neck region. And once it gets inside the neck region, the heat trap or the heat that is accumulated in this particular neck region 201, that gets dissipated and cooling is sort of applied, or it gets affected in that particular region. So thereby enabling that no damage to the electrical components of the motor take place. So this is the general problem and solution. But here the main thing is that it is not just the fixing plate or the step of applying a fixing plate in this particular region, which is the invention. It is the peculiar design of the fixing plate, which is the inventive step, or the inventiveness of this invention. Okay, so that I will explain from the next diagram. Okay, so this is another diagram which shows the motor of a mixer grinder in real time. So we have the motor over here. Okay, and this is the inner wall, which is denoted by 302 of the motor, inside the motor, and inside this motor the fixing plates are sort of implemented. They are denoted by the reference numeral 101. Okay, so the fixing plate have a peculiar shape, because of which when the air hits the fixing plate, the air that is flowing down can be diverted in the neck region. So what is the exact design of the fixing plate, which is the inventive step, we'll see in the next drawing. So this is the peculiar design. Okay, so at number 100 we have the air guide, okay, which is part of the fixing plate, and then we have the fixing plate 101. So this is a flat plate, and then there is an extension to the fixing plate, which is an air direction portion. And on the fixing plate, we have a hole 106 that is used to fix this particular air guide on the inner wall of the motor, as we can see in the previous drawing. Okay. And then we have the air direction portion. This air direction portion has a slight curvature such that the air that is moving in the direction of the bottom fan, it is obstructed and it is directed towards the neck portion by this air direction portion. So this curved portion in the previous diagram, this is basically the air direction portion. That's what we can say. So this is today's invention, and a patent has been granted for this particular invention by the Indian Patent Office. It is a very, very smart invention and very easily implementable. Nothing very sort of rocket science about it. Let me put it that way in layman terms. But it is a very effective invention, definitely. And I want to congratulate Havells for bringing up this idea. We may have realized, or a lot of people may have realized that overheating of the motor is one of the biggest problems that is faced in mixer grinder appliances. And this is one of the innovations which can help in reducing the probability of the motors getting overheated, thereby improving the life of the entire mixer grinder. So here I want to just make a note of the drafting strategy that the inventors have, or the patentee has sort of used. Here what the patentee has sort of claimed is a household appliances. Okay. However, when you look at the diagrams and when you read the patent specification, what you realize is that the real invention is not the household appliances, but the fixing plate that is used in a mixer grinder motor. So I think the terminologies and the phraseology that has been used, that could have been better, such that a better claim could have been drafted. But I guess a business call must have been taken by the patentee, and they might have developed a drafting strategy accordingly. So can't comment on that. But looking at the drawings and the and the patent specification which I have read, what I realized is that a fixing plate for a fixing plate for a motor of a mixer grinder could have been a better preamble of the claim, or could have been the real claim, rather than household appliances, which has been claimed in this granted patent. So with this, I end my presentation. I hope you like today's invention, and I want to thank you for your patience and for all the subscriptions, all the subscribers, and all the comments that you have given. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like, share, and comment. I'll be more than happy to answer to you. This is your Pac-Man GP.